Hello, this series of videos is being made upon request of a subscriber. This is video 2 of my Linux terminal practice videos. And this video is going to cover directory and file management commands. And when I say directory, I'm referring to folders, so when you hear me say directory, just picture a folder. Because there's a large number of file management commands, I won't be going through all of them, but after this video, you should have a good understanding of how the commands work and how to manage files and folders. I'm not going to get too much into exploring the many options available with each command either. However, I will give some examples of how to use them. And because this video is meant as a practice video, some commands are going to be repeated frequently. And there's a lot to cover in this video, so it's going to be rather lengthy. And I'm going to leave any mistakes that I make in the video so you get an idea of what it looks like when you do make a mistake and then how to correct them. And I'm going to begin by showing you how to get help if you get stuck on a command. You can type man for manual and then the command that you're stuck on, and then hit enter. It'll give the name and a brief description of the command. It'll show the correct syntax for the command, and then it'll also show the options that you can use with the command. And if I press spacebar, it scrolls down one page at a time. If I press the enter key, it scrolls down one line at a time. And now I'm going to press Q to quit. And again, if I were to type man and then the command that I want help with, so I'm going to type cal for calendar, hit enter. Here it gives me a name and a description of the command, the correct syntax to use with the command, and then the options that are available for the command. And again, if I hit spacebar, it moves it down one page. If I press enter, it scrolls down one line at a time. And then I'll press Q to quit. Another way you can get help is to use the help command. If you type the command that you want help with first, and then -- help, and hit enter, it basically gives the same output as the man page. It gives a description of the command, the correct syntax to use, and what options are available for the command. The next command I'm going to show you is pwd. pwd stands for print working directory, and if I hit enter, it tells me that I'm in the user mint's home directory. And another way you can tell is up here. Here's the username, and in this case it's mint, and then the tilde means that you're in the home directory. So this is also telling us that we're in the user mint's home directory. And to give you an idea, this is the user's home directory here, so I'm going to open it. This is the contents within the directory. There's desktop, documents, downloads, all the way down to videos. Now in the terminal, if I were to type ls and hit enter, we're in the exact same place. Here's the desktop folder, here's the desktop folder, documents folder, all the way down to videos. So most Linux distros use the file system hierarchy standard, which means all directories and files have their own specific name and purpose, and they're all organized in an order. And you use the cd command to navigate through directories. CD stands for change directory, and in order to move to a new directory you have to use an absolute path or relative path. An absolute path begins at the root directory and contains all directories between the root directory and the directory you're in at the time. So if I were to go to file system, this is the root directory. This is where everything begins. And you can see up here there's also a /. The / means root directory. And if I were to go from here to the home folder, to mint, to documents, all the way to the documents file, that would be the absolute path. So in the terminal I would type cd /home /mint /documents, and remember Linux is case sensitive, so use the uppercase when you need to. And now I'm going to hit enter. Now I'm in the documents folder, so this is the absolute path right here to the documents folder. And now if I were to type ls and hit enter, it shows me the contents of the documents folder, and there's one file and its name is test1, which is exactly where we are here. And to move quickly to the home or root directory, you just simply type cd and a tilde if you wanted to go to the home directory, or a / if you wanted to go to the root directory, and hit enter. And if I were to type ls, it shows the contents of the root directory here. And if I were to go to file system, now we're in the same exact place. Here's the bin folder, there's the bin folder, the etc folder, there's the etc folder, there's the home folder, there's the home folder, and so on. A relative path begins at your current directory. So if you were in your home directory, as I am now, a relative path would be to move into the documents directory, like CD documents. And now I'm in the documents directory. Or to move back out of the documents folder and back into the home directory. And that would be the relative path. And if you want to move into a directory you're not really sure what the path is, you could always type ls, find the next directory you want to move into. I want to move into the home directory, so I'll type cd home and hit enter. Type ls again. Now I want to move into the mint folder, so I'm going to type cd mint. Type ls again. Move into the documents folder, so cd documents, and hit enter. Type ls, and that takes me right back to the test1 document. So if you're ever stuck, just use the ls command. Sometimes that'll help you move along. And I'm going to clear the screen. Once again, I'm going to type pwd and hit enter. And now it shows our current directory is in the home folder, to the mint folder, to the documents folder. Next, I'm going to type ls and hit enter. And if I were to type ls documents and hit enter, it shows me the contents of the documents folder. And now I'm going to show you the cd command. The cd command stands for change directory. So once again, I'm going to type cd, and I could type documents and hit enter. Or if I was in the root directory, if I type cd, went back into root, I could type cd /home /mint /documents and hit enter. And now I'm within the documents folder. I can type ls to view the contents, and there's the contents of the document folder. If I type cd period, I move up one directory. And if I type cd /, that'll take me to the root directory. If I type cd tilde, that takes me back to the home directory. And I'm going to move back into the documents folder real quick. Now say I wanted to move to the desktop directory from the documents directory. Because the desktop directory is not contained in the documents directory, you have to move out of the documents directory, or you could type cd period / desktop and hit enter. And now I'll move you back one directory and then into the directory that you want to move into. And notice how much we've already used the ls and cd commands. These commands are going to be used the most throughout the video. First I'm going to type cd period and move up one directory. Now I'm back into my home directory. Next I'm going to show you how to run multiple commands at once. If I were to type cd documents to move into the documents directory, and then use a semicolon, and then I'll type ls and hit enter, it moved me into the documents directory, and then it also displayed the contents of the directory. And I'm going to show you this real quick too. If I did cd documents and then a space and a semicolon ls, that'll work exactly the same as having the semicolon right after documents up here. So if I were to hit enter, this didn't work because I'm trying to move into the documents directory and I'm actually already in the documents directory. But what I was trying to show you is it doesn't matter where you put the semicolon. And I'm going to show you one more way real quick. I'm going to type cd period and now a double ampersand and then ls and hit enter. It moved me up one directory to the home directory, and then it also displayed the contents of the directory. So if I were to type pwd double ampersand cd documents semicolon ls and then hit enter, it ran all three commands. Here's print working directory, it moved into the documents directory, and it's showing the contents of the documents directory. So you can use the double ampersand and the semicolon in the same command string. I'm going to type clear to clear the screen. And once again I'm going to type ls to view the contents of the documents folder. So right now we have one document in the documents folder, and that's test1. So I'm going to create some more documents. I'm going to type touch and then the name of the new document, so test2, and I'm going to hit enter. Next I'm going to type touch test3, and now I'm going to use a semicolon touch test4, and then the double ampersand, touch, test 5. And I'm going to hit enter. Now if I type ls, it shows tests 1 through 5 in the documents folder. And now I want to create a folder within the documents directory to store these files. So I'm going to type mkdir for make directory, and I'm going to name it tests, and I'm going to hit enter. And now if I type ls, not only do we have the 5 documents, but we also have the test folder. And now I'm going to add the contents to test 2 through 5. So I'm going to type T, and then the name of the document, test 2. I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm going to add my text. This is test 2. And I'm going to hit enter, and it'll echo the output, and I'm going to hit Control C to quit. And I'm going to type T, test 3. Hit enter, add the contents. Hit enter, and then Control C to quit. T, test 4. Hit enter, add the contents. Hit Control C to quit, and then I'm going to type T, test 5. Hit enter, add the text. Enter, and then Control C to quit. Now if you noticed up here, I typed the wrong test number. So I'm going to go back to test 3. I'm going to type T, test 3, and hit enter, and then retype the sentence. Hit enter, and then Control C to quit. Now I'm going to type clear the screen. Once again, I'm going to type ls to view the contents. And now I want to view the contents of each of the files. So I'm going to type cat, test2, and hit enter. There's the contents of the test2 file. Next, I'm going to type cat, test3, semicolon, cat, test4, double ampersand, cat, test 5. And now I'm going to hit enter, and there's the contents of the 3 files. And once again, I'm going to type ls, and now I'm going to move the 5 files into the test folder. So I'm going to type mv for move, test1, and then the name of the folder, tests, and I'm going to hit enter. Now if I type ls, test1 is no longer listed among the files, and if I were to type ls test and hit enter, it shows that test1 is now within the test directory. And now I'm going to move the rest of the files, so I'm going to type mv test2, and it's going to the test folder, semicolon, mv test3, and it's going into the test folder, and I'm going to hit enter. Now if I type ls, the only files that are left out of the folder now are test 4 and 5. Now I'm going to show you another trick to move more than one file at once. If I were to type nv for move, and then test, and then an asterisk after test, the asterisk is saying that move anything that starts with test and it has any character after it. So right now test has both 4 and 5 after it. That's where the asterisk is going to come in. And I'm going to tell it to move it to the test folder. And I'm going to hit enter. And right now it's telling me that I cannot move test to a subdirectory of itself. So with the asterisk, it also tried to move test because of the S at the end. But if I were to type ls and hit enter, all files are now in the test folder. And if I were to type ls test and hit enter, it shows all 5 files as its content. I'm going to clear the screen. And once again, I'm going to view the contents of the directory, so I'm going to type ls and hit enter. So now we have our test folder within the documents folder, and I'm going to create a new folder, so I'm going to type mkdir for make directory, and I'm going to name it Linux, and hit enter. Now if I typed ls, so once again I'm going to type ls and hit enter, and now it's showing the Linux directory within the documents directory also. And now I'm going to move into the Linux directory, so I'm going to type cd Linux and hit enter. And if I typed ls, right now the directory is empty, of course. So now I'm going to create some files within this directory. I'm going to type touch, Ubuntu, and hit enter. Touch, Mint, semicolon, touch, Debian, double ampersand, touch, Fedora. And then I'm going to hit enter. Type ls to view the contents. There's all 4 documents now within the Linux folder. And now I'm going to move back out of the Linux directory, so I'm going to type cd period, hit enter, ls to view the contents of the documents directory. And now I'm going to move back into the test directory. And then ls. You can also use the move command to rename a file. If I type mv test1 for the file that I want to rename, and then the new name of the file, so I'm going to type new test1 and hit enter. Now if I typed ls, now it shows new test1 instead of test1. And I'm going to rename that real quick, so I'm going to type mv new test1 back to test1 and hit enter. Type ls. Now it's back to test1. And now I'm going to show you the cp command. Cp can copy and rename a document. So if I was to type cp test1 as the document that I want to copy, and then give the new name to the copy document. So I'm going to type new test1, and then I'm going to hit enter. Now if I were to type ls, now we have new test1 and test1. So the move command will rename the file. The copy command will copy the file, make a new copy of it, and then rename it, which allows you to keep your original copy intact. So now I'm going to create 4 more new test files. So I'm going to type cp test2 new test2 and hit enter. And if I type ls, there's the new test2. So now I'm going to type cp test3 new test3 semicolon cp test4 new test4 double ampersand cp test5 new test5, and then I'm going to hit enter. Now if I were to type ls, now it shows new tests 1 through 5 and also tests 1 through 5. And now I'm going to move back to the home directory, so I'm going to type cd and then tilde and hit enter. Next I'm going to move to the desktop, so I'm going to type cd desktop and hit enter. I'm going to type ls to view the contents. No contents on the desktop right now. I'm going to type clear to clear the screen. Next I want to create a directory within the desktop directory. So I'm going to type mkdir for make directory, and then I'm going to name the new directory new tests and hit enter. Now if I typed ls, it shows now that there's a new test directory within the desktop directory. So now I'm going to move back into the documents directory. I'm going to type cd / documents, and that moves me up 1 directory or back into the home directory, and the second period tells it to move back down and into the documents directory. And I'm going to hit enter. And now if I type ls, and now I'm going to move back into the test folder, so cd tests, hit enter, type ls, and now I'm going to move all the new test files into the new test folder on the desktop. So I'm going to type mv new test1 and then the path to the folder on the desktop. So I'm going to type / desktop / new test, and I'm going to hit enter. Well, that didn't work. I didn't give the correct path to the directory, so I'm going to type mv new test1, and this time I'm going to give the tilde / desktop / new tests and hit enter. And now if I type ls, new test1 is no longer listed in the test folder, and if I were to type ls tilde / desktop / new tests to view the new test folder on the desktop, and then I'm going to hit enter, and there it shows the new test1 document within the new test folder. So I'm going to move the rest of them now. So I'm going to type mv new test2 and then give the path, and hit enter. And when I move the next one here, I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to type mv and I'm going to type new, and then I'm going to hit tab. Tab will complete the word for you, and then I'm going to type 3, give the tilde / begin to type desktop, hit tab, start typing new, hit tab, and it completes the entire thing for you. And then I'm going to hit enter. And now I'm going to move the other two, so I'm going to type mv new tab 4 tilde / desk tab new tab and hit enter. And now I'm going to move new test file, so mv new tab tilde / desk tab new tab enter. Now if I type ls, there are no new test documents in the test folder anymore. And if I were to type ls tilde / desktop / new tests and hit enter, and now it's showing all the new test files. And now I'm going to move back into the new test folder, so I'll type cd tilde / desk tab new tab and then hit enter. And now I'm in the new test folder, so if I type ls, there's all the new test documents. And now I'm going to show an even quicker way to move the files around. We've already moved new test 1 into the new test folder on the desktop. So now I can use the up arrow key to find that command, and then I can use the left arrow key to move through the number, change the number, hit enter, and then if I typed ls, test 2 is no longer listed within the test folder. So now I'm going to move the next 3 like that real quick. It's just another way of doing it, but this one saves a little bit of typing and time. And now if I were to type ls, there's no longer any new test files within the test folder. And if I were to type ls tilde / desktop / new test to view the contents of the new test folder on the desktop, all new test files are within the new test folder. Next, I'm going to show you how to remove a directory. Right now I'm in the new test directory, so I'm going to back up one directory. You can't remove a directory if you're in it, so you have to move out of it. So now I'm going to try to remove the new test directory. I'm going to type rmdir for remove directory, and then the name of the directory, so new test. And I'm going to hit enter, and it tells you right away it failed to remove the new test folder because the directory is not empty. So you have to empty the directory first to remove it. So I'm going to begin to remove all the new test files. So now I'm going to type cd new tests, hit enter, type ls to view the contents, and now I'm going to type rm for remove, and then new test 1, hit enter. Now if I type ls, there's no new test 1 in the directory no more. So now I'm going to type rn new test 2 semicolon rm new test 3 and hit enter. Type ls, they're no longer listed. And now I'm going to type rm new asterisk and hit enter. Now if I type ls, all contents are gone. And now I'm going to move out of the new test directory, so it's cd period, and now I'm going to remove the new test directory, so rmdir for remove directory, new test, and hit enter. Now if I type ls, there's no more directory on the desktop, so I'm going to move into documents. I'm going to type cd period / documents and hit enter. Type ls, and now I'm going to move into the Linux directory, so I'm going to type cd linux and enter, view the contents, and now I'm going to remove the contents, so I'm going to type rm for remove Debian semicolon rm Fedora double ampersand rm mint and double ampersand rm Ubuntu, and I'm going to hit enter, type ls to view the contents. The folder is now empty, so I'm going to back out of it. And now I'm going to remove the Linux directory, so I'm going to type rmdir Linux and hit enter. Type ls to view the contents, and the directory's been removed. So now I'm going to move into the test directory, cd tests, ls to view the contents, and now I'm going to remove all the test files out of the test folder. So I'm going to type rm test asterisk and hit enter. Now if I type ls, the test folder is empty. I'm going to move up one directory, And now I'm going to remove the test folder. So I'm going to type rmdir for remove directory, tests, and I'm going to hit enter. Now if I type ls, the test folder is now gone and the documents folder is empty. So from the documents folder, if I just type ls / desktop and hit enter, it's also showing that the desktop is empty. Next I'm going to type clear to clear the screen. And the last command I'm going to show you is exit, to exit the terminal. And now I'm going to run through all the commands one more time real quick here. So pwd prints the working directory. dir allows you to view the contents of a directory. ls does the same. cd is used to change directories. You can use the double ampersand or the semicolon to run multiple commands at once. You can create a file. You can add text to that file. You can view the file. You can create a directory. You can move the file into the directory. View the contents. Move into the directory, cd tests. Again, view the contents. You can copy the file by using cp. You can rename a file by using mv, new test1, back to test1. If I type ls, there's test1. I'm going to clear the screen. You can back out of the directory by typing cd .. You can remove the directory by typing rmdir for remove directory and then the name of the directory. And the directory is not empty, so I can't remove it yet, so I'm going to type ls and I'm going to move into the test folder, so it's cd tests, type ls, and now I'm going to remove the document, so I'm going to type rm test1, hit enter, move back out of the test folder. Once again, type rmdir for remove directory and then the name of the directory. ls to view the contents, clear to clear the screen, exit to exit. And that's video 2 of my Linux terminal practice videos. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.